Welcome back to the program as we demonstrate stripping the sheath and fitting the cold shrink kit. Note that all measurements and procedures are given in the instruction manual supplied with the kit. Secure the cable in a vertical position. From the center of the wipe, measure up 130 millimeters and mark the lead sheath at this point. Using a scraper, remove the oxide layer up to the mark. The lead sheath can now be ring cut using a hack knife and hammer. Exercise care and do not cut deeper than 1/2 the thickness of the lead sheath. Make a longitudinal cut down the side of the sheath from the cable end to the ring cut. Begin opening the sheath as demonstrated. Carefully peel off and pull away the lead sheath so that the remaining end forms a bell shape at the ring cut. Clean the lead sheath above the plumb with approved solvent to remove any contamination. Cover the exposed sheath with half-lapped layers of PVC tape, applied with the adhesive side outwards. Tightly wrap 4 layers of rubber tape over the belt papers to form a seal. Ensure that you wrap the tape in the same direction as the core papers. Slide the tape under the belled lead sheath to a depth of approximately 5 millimeters. Overwrap the rubber tape seal with 3 layers of white glass cloth tape. Next, apply highly stretched layers of rubber tape over the glass tape to form a second seal. Build up the thickness of the tape until it is approximately the same diameter as the sheath. Extend the tape onto the lead for 5 millimeters. Remove the belt papers by tearing them off against the edge of the tape. Extract the wormings and fillers and cut them off neatly at the seal. Apply a layer of tape at the end of each core to retain the paper insulation and ensure that the tape is wound in the same direction as the core papers. Now carefully fan out the cores. Avoid excessively bending the cores as this could damage the insulation in the crutch of the cable. Remove excess grease from the core surfaces using one of the string binders as demonstrated. Apply half-lapped layers of rubber tape to each core. Begin taping well into the crutch and finish at the end of the core. Repeat this procedure for the remaining cores. In preparation for fitting the shrink components, carefully unwind the ribbons in each finger of the crutch seal boot until they are level with the inside roof of the boot. Do not remove the ribbon completely, as this will cause the boot to collapse. Unwrap the protective layer covering the sheath. Fit the crutch seal boot by pushing it gently over the cores and onto the crutch of the cable. Unwind the ribbon on the large entry port and allow the boot to collapse onto the lead sheath. Remove the ribbon completely from the boot and cable. Next, the resin must be prepared. Release the internal separator in the resin pack as shown. This will allow the resin and activator to combine. Now thoroughly mix the resin pack for 3 minutes. Snip off the corner of the pack and pour the contents into the boot through any one of the core fingers. Continue until the level of the resin in the highest finger is approximately 2 millimeters higher than the top of the boot. To prevent the resin from splashing, place a piece of mutton cloth around the finger and then unwind the ribbon until the finger collapses. Remove the ribbon from the cable. Repeat this procedure to collapse the remaining fingers. We are now ready to install the tube. Measure 20 millimeters down from the top of a finger and mark this point. Unwind the ribbon of the narrow tube until it is in line with the end of the tube. Slide the tube down and overlap the finger of the boot by positioning the tube at the mark. Completely unwind the ribbon. This will cause the tube to collapse onto the core. Repeat the process for the remaining cores. Now we must fit the second tube. Measure 15 millimeters down from the upper edge of the tube and mark this position. Install the second narrow tube with the lower edge of the tube in line with the mark. This will provide the necessary overlap. Unwind the ribbon, allowing the tube to collapse onto the core. Repeat the process for the remaining cores. This concludes the general procedure for installing a cold shrink termination. The cable ends may now be fitted with any appropriate studs or lugs for the application. It is suggested that you now practice the procedures demonstrated in your own workplace. You can learn more about cable jointing and termination procedures by viewing other programs in this series.